Magu Zian Sho, divine marijuana brings immortality. Greetings, sisters and brothers. First, libations to the ancestors. I'm back. So, as I've said, I have been making these videos to get into the thing of making videos. I'm really not used to it. I'm actually a photographer and I'm used to being behind the camera. And when I was actually teaching people, I'm used to teaching people like face to face, da 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 da. I said all that on the last video. But a lot of exciting things have happened this summer. And this summer on, it's been really like cool and crazy. And I just made, which I put on the video, a couple of videos before, made a discovery about the system that I created, which is called Ching Chuan Fa, the classic of change, fist art. And now, a week ago, I found a book. Oh, well, you see this part over here I've shown before, where the I Ching, that up there, matches with the DNA. But that little chart was all I really knew. I don't know nothing about no DNA. I ain't no real scientist or all like that and shit. But anyway, so I knew that the 64 codons or radons or something ons match up to the 64 hexagrams, of which I made a physical form out of. And then a week or so ago, I found this book. I'm like, okay, I wanted to just make a simple form where you learn how to protect yourself really easily, really, well, quickly, as opposed to Tai Chi, which takes you years and years to defend yourself on the street. Okay, well, I've done that part because it being just a fist form, you can learn to use your fist real quick. You ain't got to learn to use the hook and the club and all these things. Fists, I'll knock your ass up. But then it got deep because I combined I took the Tai Chi and expanded it to the whole I Ching. And it hasn't stopped yet. And years ago, I have another system that I developed that'll come out next, which I call the art of life. And After I came up with the name, I'm like, oh wow, the art of life. When you take Tao, it says Tao. I'm like, wow, the art of, right? So the art of anything, the Tao of anything. And then I get this book, the Tao of life. Now, my system would be the art of, right here, life. But that's close enough. So you ever do something and then you get verification? Next year, we got a documentary coming out. It's not necessarily just about me. It's about me teaching. I had two students, and the documentary is really about one of the students. But the guy who did the documentary is, we was living on the beach back then, and he's making me look like Obi-Wan Kenobi. I mean, he got, oh my God, the photography alone and some of the clips he showed me came over on my birthday. Next year, 2023, finally, because I'm getting gray and old, and well, 66 is just middle age. I'm still, that's why I do this, because I'm like, I'm still good. I do my thing, but I'm still good. Now imagine if I really am able, when I teach, that's when I'm able to get into all this stuff. I mean, like really get into it. It's like some days I'm like, I don't feel like it today. I smoke herb. And then, some days, that's what happens when and then I guess I'm going through midlife type stuff. All that. But most or a lot of the people, men, even women my age that I see every day out in the streets, because I walk, I don't drive from here to there, and I got two cars. Anyway, I walk, and that's one of the things that keep me healthy. Walking is a full body exercise. I wish I knew how to swim. I'm gonna get another pool and maybe get into that. But anyway, I'm just rambling now. What I really wanted to show, the last video, ooh, that rhymes, I went into a little bit about stance. Like I said, I'm trying to get used to making these videos, and the first video I did, a couple of stances, was really cheap. And this second one, and now I'm not trying to show my whole system because it's simple. There are 8 stances. Well, this form, there are 8 stances and 8 punches. And it's pretty much based on Tai Chi, but I, just do some other things in there and whatever. So it's really simple. So it's been kind of difficult to me. I want to talk about it, but it's like I don't want to show my stuff because that's the whole point. So y'all can buy videos and training and get certified as teachers and all that good shit. If I just show it to everybody, it'd be like, oh well, we don't need you no more. So anyway, I'm going to a little bit more about the stances because what was I going to talk about? Because I've combined the boxing with the kung fu. So come on. So so I just wanted to show some of the differences of stances, what we do in kung fu as opposed to boxing. Let you see my feet. So, first of all, a kung fu stance is solid. Whereas in boxing, they bounce up and down from the, they can bounce up and down from the legs. We don't do that in Kung Fu because we have our focus on what's called the Dian Tien. This is your center, and in all sports you'll see that they do the same exact stance, except maybe they don't practice it as a practice. So we want to sink this, and we want to sink it into the ground through our feet. And we don't want to be bouncing up and down as in boxing. Now, the upper body can be loose. You can use the same movements that you do from boxing, because it's combined with boxing. So unlike Kung Fu where you're moving, you know, we don't move like this. This is how black people move. We don't move in squares and circles and all that. We move whatever, and that's why Bruce Lee and Billy Blanks and all these things, that's why they got so big, because they combined boxing with the so-called Asian martial arts. So the stance work is just as important, or to make it Kung Fu, you have breath work and you have stance work. Everything else is after that. So if you don't have those two basics, breath and stance, then it's not Kung Fu. It could be any other style. I was in the Marine Corps. We just learned how to kill. You didn't learn no breathing. You didn't have to learn how to meditate or none of that stuff. It's really easy to learn how to kill. I'll hit you in the throat. I'll tear your balls off, whatever. And, you know, that's not Kung Fu. Kung Fu and martial arts are arts. These are things that you do for a long time and you get better and better, but they are not necessarily for street fighting. In the street, it's a whole different deal. You don't want to take years and years and years to learn how to throw a punch. That's where the schools get commercial. I live on the street, or I used to live on the street. I'm from the street. So it's about how to take care of yourself on the street. Now, you should have been standing with me this whole time that I've been standing. Just another difference, like I said, in Kung Fu we practice stance. We practice stance for up to an hour. This is the middle stance. This is the meditation stance. You don't want to be in the middle stance until your legs are strong enough, because they're going to get all shaky and stuff and you won't be concentrating on meditation. In the meditation stance, basically all you want to be doing is really focusing on meditation and grounding. Our melanin is bioelectromagnetic. They call it Chi. In Japanese is Ki. In Indian is Prana. Everybody has a name for it. Black people might call it spirit. You have to ground energy in the Mother Earth. We pull it from the sun, ground it into the earth. Magu Zian Shou, divine marijuana, brings immortality. Peace.